We may have buried the lead a little bit. I'm going to ask you, what are you most proud of? If you've already, if the $2 million a month is that, that's great. If you have something else that comes to mind, what you're most proud of in your
Yeah.
career.
I think it is building the team. Just like looking back at where we've come, I really hooked up with Denise like 2018. I actually, I knew I was making the transition to real estate. I think I had Century 21. Like I think that was where I wanted to go. That's the most involvement I had, just because the builder I was with was always linked up with a Century 21 agent. But I actually had a completely different team picked out. That I was like, I'm going to join this team out of a different office.
Oh,
And then my last placement was with Denise. That was the first time I really worked with her. And I was like, this lady is so different from me. And I think there is something to be said in like working with somebody so different. And I think her business had exploded. She needed help. So I looked at this other team and I'm like, what am I bringing to the table? Like they've already got amazing marketing. They do a great job social, like maybe some more market share if I, bring in new clients. But I felt like Denise was still on her own, but she was just like, she's kind of just like trying to not sink, just like keep, she was selling all the houses, but then like the back end of her stuff wasn't like what it should be. And so I was able to like bring all that in. And then, so at the beginning it was her and I, and then we hired on an assistant and then another assistant, and then Macy joined us. So I got to really like play an intricate role in everything from like branding, building social media, putting, writing the processes. So I feel like that's like my baby. It's so I think I'm most proud of that and just how our team functions and works, and it's a really good little system we've got.
yeah, that's awesome. That's fun. Yeah, well, it's kind of you don't want you didn't necessarily you're a pretty vibrant personality. I'm sure there's a part of you just didn't want to be like blend in with the rest. I mean, to be kind of a bigger fish in a not smaller pond,
Yeah,
but I love what
no,
you said about identifying how different. I mean, how many successful people do that? That they
right,
put people in their court that are different and think different and respond differently because
right,
that's going to sharpen each other. Sometimes it
yeah,
goes the other way. Sometimes it can just be too different and it
for sure.
create friction. But
When I didn't know, I didn't know what I didn't know, I guess joining. And I knew I was this way, but I would say I was not data driven. I was not a numbers person. And now, like, fast forward 6 years, I'm like, I don't want to talk until I'm able to like go through the data, digest it. You know what I mean? Like, but I get that from Denise because, my first 6 months, I like followed her around like a little puppy and she taught me everything she knew. And so she's literally a mathematics degree from Boston University, and she's just, she thrives with the numbers, loves them. And so I think she made me love them. So how I interpret data is how she taught me to. So
oh, that's
yeah.
awesome. That's very cool.